Hello and welcome to the Wellness Journey podcast with me, Rhi Bowden.
And me, Suzanne Williams. And we are joined by Helen CorsiCadmore, who is a fabulous business coach and has come to share some pearls of wisdom with us today.
Oh, yes, thank you so much
for joining us.
Oh, it's super exciting. Thank you.
And if you're on YouTube, all very colourful.
Yes.
Looks very happy and refreshing. Love it.
So Helen, some of our listeners may not know you, so would you like to introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about yourself, please?
Love to, thank you. First of all, thank you for having me, and I love the kind of quality streets. I'm fine. Other streets are available. So yeah, I'm Hels. But I was just talking about my full name, Helen CorsiCadmore. It's a bit of a mouthful, so most people know me as Hels. I am a business coach and mindset coach as well. And I'm also a fully qualified master hypnotherapist as well.
Cool. Wow.
Which a lot of people that know me from the business world don't actually know that I do that. But it's a huge part which I absolutely love. And I think a lot of people don't know the benefits of what hypnosis and hypnotherapy can do for you. So in a nutshell, that's what I do. But I help predominantly women, not only women, but predominantly women, sort of regain time, energy and focus in a really simplistic way. And it's not ever trying to fix you, it's trying to understand you and how we can sort of work in ways that really work for you rather than what society says we should be doing.
I love that.
So, yeah.
I love that. We're not cookie cutters, are we?
No, oh God, no.
We're all very different.
Never, ever. And I think everyone I speak to is, we were just talking about before we came on, weren't we, about how everyone is so different. And if you try and put everyone in these kind of boxes or the cookie cutter, can you imagine what life would be like?
Yeah.
It would be so boring.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
what
awesome.
I do.
I love it. You have a lot of history as well, don't you, in the business world and with people. So does that help you too?
Yeah, absolutely. So prior to what I do now, I've always kind of been a coach in some kind of way, a mentor, advisor, whatever you want to call it really. Prior to that, I had a big business called, when we started it was called Tiger, and it was rebranded to Flying Tiger Copenhagen. I'm loving the mouthful of words.
Oh, love the words. Friday words.
Which was a joint venture partnership. So myself and my then business partner Kate, we brought the brand to Wales and Bristol, and we had 9 stores opened across Wales and Bristol. And on exit, that business was worth about 6 million, turnover. So yeah, I've got a little bit of insight into the business world. But actually, I think since selling my shares in that business, I've learned so much more. I've gone from having a lot of bricks and mortar business to now an online business, which, when I had Tiger, it wasn't really a thing. So I've had to really kind of learn everything again from scratch. So that's been interesting.
A
bit journey. Yeah, we love that word.
We love journey. The wellness journey, business journey.
Yeah.
We're all on a journey. And we are.
And on your journey, because this season is all about life lessons, and we ask every guest, what advice would you give to your younger self? Yeah. So what have you learned on your journey that you could go and tell your 10-year-old self?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, how long have we got? Not long. I think the biggest thing for me is it comes back to what we said about not fitting into that cookie cutter sort of box, and to really remember who you are. Yes. And I think when I was sort of growing up as well, there was lots of you should be doing this, or you should go on to do this. And actually, on reflection, none of that matters, because I think it's really important to know what you want to do and to follow your own journey, rather than sort of going down the society-led route that we do, unfortunately, get, sort of trapped, it's not probably the right word, but, led into. Yeah. And actually, just to really be yourself and don't be afraid to be yourself as well. I think that's
a good
really, really...
Because people are. Yeah. People are very scared to say, this is what I think, or this is who I am. Yeah.
And people that don't really know me think I'm actually really confident. And I remember when I was younger, I was so shy. I wouldn't speak to anyone. And it's probably only, in all honesty, so I just turned 44, I'd probably say only in the last 10 years that I've really stepped into my own and thought, do you know what, I don't care now what kind of people think, because this is me, this is who I am.
That's cool.
So yeah, and that's not been an easy sort of journey, you know. But I think I would say to my younger self is embrace you and all of you and everything that you are, and it really doesn't matter what anyone else thinks.
Absolutely.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Lovely.
We can't live for other people, can we?
No,
We can't
you really
please
can't.
and
What joy is that going to bring yourself? And I think otherwise you just get kind of trapped into the shell of the person. And I, you know, granted, there's going to be hurdles along that road that are going to stop you. And God, I've had lots myself that, you know, do stop you and make you go back to that person sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's having that resilience and that strength and that confidence and that courage to think, right, okay, I'm here right now for whatever reason. How am I going to get through that? Or how am I going to go on to the next stage of my life journey, whatever that looks like? So yeah, be you.
Yeah, and I feel that, you know, you were talking about being ourselves. It unfolds, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because we're in that cookie cutter sometimes when we're younger, we actually think we're this.
Yeah.
Or I am so and I am shy and I am this and maybe you're actually not. It was just part of that journey.
Yeah.
And pleasing others and fitting in or whatever.
Absolutely.
It's finding you, which is hard
It
at times.
It can be, yeah. And I think everything we kind of, not everything, but a lot of things that I was brought up to believe weren't actually my beliefs. They were things that I've learned or I've picked up from other people on the way, you know, and that's not no one's fault.
No,
it's just that what I call sort of learned behaviour from others. And all of these things that we try and fit into that they're not, they might be you, but actually 99% of the time they're not. So I would say, yeah, you know, find you and also remember who you are.
Yeah.
You can always come back to your why. You know, why am I doing this? Yeah. Does it feel right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Does it feel right?
And I think, you know, that old saying, like, you know, go with your gut.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, I don't know if I trust my gut, you know, all the time. But actually, your gut's pretty much right.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I think, you know, I think
we
if
talk
we
about
listen
that
to
quite
it,
a bit. It is the most, and you think, oh, I must be more intelligent and logical than that, and
No.
it's more It
is. There's more to it than that. So
So learning how to, instead of being in your head, listen to the guidance from within, from what's in your gut, what's in your heart, and that will sort of guide your way.
For
to
sure.
what is right and the right decisions.
Yeah, and you're going to come across you're going to make some wrong decisions. Of course you are. You know that is life, isn't it? You've got to have those kind of wrong decisions or different, you know, hurdles to go round. But I think it does all start with you and bringing yourself back to you. And like I said, I've been on my own kind of journey the last 10 years, well, plus actually. And it's now that I've done kind of the inner work and the inner healing with what's happened that I'm strong enough to have that resilience.
But don't you think those moments are there for a reason anyway? So
I do.
Hardship or what we may think of as a wrong decision, they're there to teach us something.
Oh,
so I don't feel like anything is necessarily the wrong thing. It's just whatever happens in life, that experience is there to teach you and to make you grow and even to go, actually, this isn't the path. You need to detour.
I thought it was.
Yes.
I thought it was.
It's not.
It's not.
I'm going in a different direction now. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is. Well, I love that. That's cool. That is cool. Yeah. Because you're right, Berry. I think, you know, we've got to have those experiences. And God, I've had a few. I've had a few, and I definitely won't go into those today. But if I hadn't have had those, I wouldn't have learned from them. And actually, I wouldn't have trained to be a hypnotherapist, because I remember when my children were just about 6 months old, and I was really suffering with postnatal. We were in the height of lockdown. I had no support. First time mum, you know, all of this stuff. And the journey before that's even harder.
Yeah.
And I remember my husband saying to me, there's a course that I'd like you to go on. And in my head, I was like, brilliant. I get a weekend away from being in the house. Excellent. And we were allowed to go and do things for work, you know, for lockdown and stuff. So in my head, I was not thinking of the benefits. I was thinking of the benefits of me. Oh, right, great, got some me time again. Excellent.
On a course.
On a course.
Doing it.
I never met in a random hotel in the middle of Cardiff. Changed my life. Absolutely changed my life. And it was from there that I was like, okay, this is another step to my new journey and where I'm going and what I want to do. And yeah, it's from there that I trained to be a coach and a hypnotherapist, which life changing.
Yeah. And what was it that what was that light bulb moment when you did that course then?
Yeah, I know it was because I resonated with everything, and on that course I learned so much about myself that I knew was really simple and really, there's a lot of techniques and tools now that I use that are really kind of quick, and it doesn't have to be like going to a old school counsellor, therapist. Yeah, you're there for like 20 years and they just give you a tissue at the end and you're still crying and like time's up, you've got to go. And you're like, hang on a minute.
I still haven't learned.
Yeah, I still don't feel great. So I knew that because I'd taken from that that helped me, I knew. I was like, right, this is how I can give it to other people.
Yeah.
You know, and even hypnotherapy, you know, people still don't really understand it. They think it's, you know, running around with a chicken on your head and like old school on TV, like what's his name? McKenna.
Paul
McKenna. Which I probably could do that. It's nothing I would ever do. You know, with somebody just having hypnotherapy for half an hour. I had somebody message me last week saying, I don't know how or what, but you've changed my life. And I was like, wow,
that's
you
cool.
know, for
That's
someone
amazing.
to say that,
That is
and,
incredible.
you know,
You're doing it right.
Yeah, well, hopefully,
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be big things. It can be small things, like, you know, like look at my nails now, but like biting nails or a fear of flying. All of these things that just become learned behaviour that stop us doing so much in our life. So yeah, look, you tell how passionate I am.
It's
It's a tool to help you live more fully again.
That's it.
And
that's exactly it, Suzanne. Yeah,
very powerful.
It is.
Very powerful therapy. Yeah.
I love it.
Love it.
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, every week we ask our guests, can you give us an intention or an affirmation for the week? Can you allow our listeners to think about something, reflect on something this week, please?
Okay. So I love gratitude. I think gratitude is one of the biggest things for me. So I would say today, wherever you are, be present and think about where you are right now and what you can be grateful for. So that could be, I'm grateful that I'm able to be in a space of calm. I'm able to have a hot cup of coffee. The smallest of things. It doesn't have to be a big, great, gratitude. But I would say this week, even today, the next 5 minutes, just think about what you can be grateful for.
Absolutely. Gratitude is something I teach almost every day, and I think I must say it so many times. People must say, please don't say she's saying it again. But it changes your brain. It does.
It does.
Changes your brain.
It does.
Changes
and
your life.
Sets you up for the whole day. If you start your day.
It's so simple.
It is, yeah. It really, really is.
Amazing.
Just think about what you can be grateful for right now. Not in the past, not in the future, but right now.
Right here.
Yeah, do this right now and see how. Let us know what you are grateful for in the comments. That would be fabulous.
Yes.
Thank you, Helen.
You're welcome.
If you've enjoyed this episode, then please share it with your friends. Tell people all about it, and subscribe.
Tag, share, subscribe. Do the stuff.
Do the stuff.
You know it.
And remember, as always, you are awesome.
You are, and you are who you're meant to be.
So send in love.
Send in love. Thank you.